Have you ever truly asked yourself why Allah created you? Not just you, but this entire universe, the skies filled with stars, the earth beneath your feet, the oceans, the mountains, and every soul that has ever taken a breath. Allah does not need any of it, so why does it all exist? Because this life was never random. It was created as a test, a temporary journey with an eternal ending, and every test must one day come to an end. A day is coming when this world will no longer remain the way it is now. Mountains will crumble into dust, oceans will burst into flames, and the sky itself will split apart. That day is Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of judgment. But what many people do not fully realize is that between the moment you are resurrected and the moment you finally enter Jannah or Jahannam, there are powerful and terrifying stages every soul must pass through. Moments where every deed, every secret, every prayer, every sin, and every choice you ever made will stand before you. The Prophet Muhammad clearly described this journey. And today we will walk through 10 powerful stages that await every soul, so you can understand what lies ahead and prepare before it is too late. Imagine a man named Omar lying in his grave for what feels like an endless age, buried beneath the earth, surrounded by complete darkness and silence. Then suddenly the silence is shattered by a sound so powerful it shakes the entire universe. The trumpet has been blown. Israfil alayhi salam has fulfilled Allah's command, and that sound reaches every grave and every soul that has ever lived. In an instant, Omar's soul is returned to his body, his bones reconnect, his flesh reforms, and the earth around his grave cracks open as he rises once again. If Omar lived righteously and found peace in Barzakh, he rises with calm and relief, as though he had been waiting for this very moment. But if he was punished in Barzakh, his resurrection is filled with horror, panic, and fear beyond imagination. The Prophet said people will rise barefoot, naked and uncircumcised, yet no one will even notice because the terror of what lies ahead is too overwhelming. Omar looks around and sees billions rising with him at the exact same moment, every human being who ever lived. Soon he finds himself standing among an endless sea of humanity stretching farther than the eye can see. This is the land of Mahshar, where every soul, from the first human to the last, will be gathered. Kings and beggars, parents and children, the rich and the poor, all are there. Then Omar witnesses something heartbreaking. A mother sees her child and runs away. A father turns from his daughter, brothers avoid one another, and loved ones flee. Not because love no longer exists, but because every soul is terrified for itself. The Quran tells us that on this day, a person will flee from his brother, his mother, his father, his wife, and his children, because everyone knows what comes next. Then suddenly the atmosphere changes. A crushing heat begins to build and people look upward as the sun descends lower and lower until it hovers directly above the heads of mankind. This is not the heat of this world. It is unbearable, crushing, and beyond anything the mind can comprehend. The Prophet said the sun will be only a mile away and people will drown in sweat according to their deeds. For the righteous, the sweat rises only to their ankles before Allah blesses them with shade beneath His throne, cool mercy while billions suffer around them. But for those who neglected prayer, harmed others, and never repented, the sweat rises to their knees, then their chest, then over their heads until they drown in their own sweat with no shade and no relief. The waiting becomes so unbearable that humanity can no longer endure it. People rush to Adam alayhi salam begging him to ask Allah to begin the judgment, but he says, "Nafsi, nafsi, myself, myself." Then they rush to Nuh, Ibrahim, Musa, and Isa alayhim salam, and each one gives the same answer until finally they come to Prophet Muhammad. This time he does not turn away. He falls into sujood before Allah and praises Him with words never spoken before, and Allah says, "Raise your head, ask, and it will be granted." The Prophet asks Allah to begin the judgment, and Allah accepts. Then names begin to be called, and suddenly Omar hears his own name. His heart freezes as he steps forward to stand alone before Allah. No family, no crowd, no excuses, only him and his Lord. He is asked about his life and how he spent it, his youth and where it went, his wealth and how he earned and spent it, and the knowledge he was given and what he did with it. If he lived sincerely, this questioning is gentle and private, but if he lived in sin and arrogance, it becomes public. Then comes one of the most terrifying moments imaginable. His tongue can no longer lie because his hands begin to speak, his feet testify, and even his skin becomes a witness against him. Every hidden sin is exposed and every secret is revealed. Then appears something beyond imagination, the mizan, the divine scale of justice. It is massive beyond comprehension. Every prayer becomes weight, every charity, every hidden act of kindness, every smile and every tear shed for Allah. If Omar's good deeds outweigh his sins, the scale tips toward mercy and relief floods his heart. But if the sins are heavier, lies, oppression, missed prayers, broken trusts, and every harm done to others, the scale shifts against him and fear grips his chest, because not even the weight of a mustard seed will be ignored. Then his record appears, his entire life written in perfect detail. Every word, every whisper, every hidden act, every private moment is there. If he succeeded, the book is placed in his right hand, and joy overwhelms him as he cries out, "Here, read my book. I knew I would meet my Lord." But if he failed, the book is forced into his left hand from behind his back, and regret crushes him as he wishes he had never seen it. Yet the journey is still not over. Ahead lies a magnificent pool clearer than crystal, whiter than milk, and sweeter than honey. This is Hawd al-Kawthar, the blessed pool of the Prophet Muhammad. Those who remained firm upon the Sunnah are welcomed and recognized by the Prophet. They drink once and will never feel thirst again. But some are turned away, crying out in desperation, only to hear the heartbreaking words, "You do not know what they changed after you." Then Omar sees what comes next, a bridge stretched over Jahannam, thinner than a hair and sharper than a sword. This is As-Sirat. Beneath it, hellfire roars with flames and smoke rising in every direction. The righteous cross with light surrounding them, some like lightning, some like wind, some running, some walking. But others crawl in darkness as hooks rise from the fire, each one connected to sins committed in the world, missed prayers, lies, oppression, and every person harmed. Some make it across, while others lose their balance and fall screaming into the fire below. Finally comes the last moment, the final destination. For the successful, the 8 gates of Jannah stand open as angels welcome them, saying, "Peace be upon you. You have done well. Enter it forever. Gardens stretch endlessly, rivers flow beneath palaces, and there is no pain, no fear, no death, only eternal peace." But for others, the gates of Jahannam close behind them, the heat surrounds them, regret consumes them, and they realize too late that every warning was true. So ask yourself now, which stage terrifies you the most? The questioning, the scale, or the crossing of Sirat? Let that fear change you, because right now you are still breathing, your book is still open, and every prayer you make today strengthens you for that day. Every act of kindness adds weight to your scale, and every sincere step toward Allah brings you closer to Jannah. Your preparation begins now.